Welcome back to Scissors and Scrubs. I'm Nicole.
I'm Laura.
And we are on the eve of Snowmageddon, Laura.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
Worst storm in 4 years, they're saying.
What's it been, like 2015 since we had, like, a bad winter? Remember?
That winter was bad.
I was saying to Garrett, I'm like, the storm we're getting, we had one of those, like, every 4 days.
It was like every week.
I was shoveling over my head.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It didn't let up.
And it hasn't snowed really since. We bought the snowblower with the neighbors. Like, four of us split a snowblower.
Oh,
right?
nice.
We have this big, huge snowblower. Haven't used it yet, really, I think twice. He says today, he's like, the snowblower first start. And my neighbor, who's a aeronautical engineer, he was over there putting oil in it, tweaking it. This kind of weather brings out my husband's inner father. Like, Eddie shows up. And he showed up about 2 days ago. Like, we start looking out the door. Okay. We start jockeying for positioning. He was up really early this morning because we can't let usually the cat gets up at like 5. He wants to go out. We'll let him out. You can leave him out till like 7:30. It's 4 degrees.
Yeah, it's
so
too cold.
I'm like, you can't let him out unless you're going to stay up. And so he decides to stay up. I can hear the wood for the fireplace getting piled out there. We're jockeying barrels, getting gate positions ready, shovels positioned at each door so you can just get the shovels
you gotta
right
have
there
a
when you come
shovel
out
at
the
the
door.
door.
Ice melt. Like, we are prepared. Tomorrow, cars will be positioned in case they need to be jumped. Windshield wipers will be up. Neighbors have been called because we have to get all the cars off the street. So we only have 2 slots. So there's one for that driveway, one for that driveway. They have discussed where the snowblower will live until the storm is over.
And then it's like, who are you going first?
Yes. But the worst event of the entire thing was I had to go to Market Basket today.
Yeah.
The day before a storm. Why? Because I worked yesterday.
I know.
And I didn't get there Thursday. And I worked Tuesday, Wednesday. And some asshole in Market Basket's like, well, why are these people coming in? I'm like, well, bitch, some of us had to work 12-hour shifts, all right? And we couldn't get here in time.
And she's there.
Exactly.
She's there.
Exactly.
Why are you here?
Exactly. You know what I didn't buy? I didn't buy bread, and I didn't buy milk.
You don't need those things.
Right. I don't know what people are
I don't know
making with
why
all the
that's
bread
a
and milk.
demand.
I don't, and eggs. Bread, milk, and eggs.
I mean, French toast?
But how long are you going to live on French toast?
I guess days.
I'm going to make a nice chicken parm soup.
Nice.
I'm on my stupid cleanse. I'm going to make a nice American chop suey with my shit. So I had to buy my gluten-free stuff.
Yeah.
My chicken. So it's, I bought some cookies for the kids. Pop that shit in the oven.
Nice.
I got the fire ready to go. That's all I need to do. Now I
Well
got to
said.
figure out what I'm going to watch all day.
I'm going to watch football
Yeah.
all day.
Probably have to watch football.
Yeah.
But I love a good prelude to the storm. It excites me. Makes me happy. All right. You ready? We're going to go ahead. This week. So we're getting tapped month by month on what we're talking about. So we were looking and we decided to do, it is Braille Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
Or it's celebrating Braille. It's something to do with blindness. So we decided to cover blindness.
Yeah.
So Laura is going to talk about different types of blindness, and I am going to talk about Mr. Louis Braille, which I'm sure in French is Braille or something.
It's probably much nicer than
Yes,
we say. Yep.
but he's going with Braille for me.
All right, so I'm doing blindness in general. I got this from Cleveland Clinic. Blindness is the inability to see or a lack of vision. In the most severe cases, you can't even see light. Like, you know when you close your eyes and you're like,
And it's
oh, this
black.
is what blind people feel like.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that, like when you were little or something? But you can still see. Like,
Shadows
they
and
can't
stuff.
even see a shadow.
The only time I felt like that is they took us to Carlsbad Caverns, and they turned the lights off, and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
You can't see your hand in front of your face. It's black.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
Awful. Blindness means your vision cannot be corrected with eyeglasses, contacts, eye drops, or other therapies and surgeries. There's different types. One is partial. You still have some vision. It's also called low vision. This is a very, I'm going to say popular blindness.
I wouldn't say popular. Not everybody wants it.
No, that's not the word. You know what I'm talking about.
Common.
Thank you. Another is complete, and that's the one that you cannot see or detect light. It is very rare. Another is congenital blindness. That's poor vision you're born with. It can be caused by birth defects or inherited eye and retinal problems. And then there's legal blindness, and this is when your central vision is 20/200. So like normal vision is supposed to be 20/20. Legal blindness is 20/200. in your best seeing eye, even when corrected with glasses or contacts.
Eesh.
That's as good as you can see.
So you're seeing shapes.
That means you have to be 10 times closer to an object, or the object has to be 10 times larger to see it compared to someone with 20/20 vision.
Wow.
So like that, we're looking, there's a can of nuts on my thing. That would have to be 10 times bigger for someone to
Enormous can
see.
of nuts. Nice nuts.
Yeah. You can also be legally blind if your field of vision is reduced, leaving you with less than 20% of your field of vision. So like if you don't have peripheral vision or something. And then there's nutritional blindness. It's vision loss from vitamin A deficiency. Prolonged vitamin A deficiency causes damage to the surface of the eye, and this can also make it hard to see at night or dim light.
We've talked about diseases that do that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they are.
I have
Maybe
a whole...
it's just malnutrition.
Yeah, and then they also are like there's blindness that like this preventable blindness like throughout the whole world, and it's usually because of a lack of vitamins or diseases that I'll go through later that they don't have medications readily available for, and these people are blind when there's no reason for them to be.
Right.
Blindness is common throughout the world. There's 43 million people with blindness.
Wow.
In the U.S., 1 million people are blind. Experts believe this number will double by 2050. There are even more people with low vision symptoms while vision loss develops. So you're like starting to lose your vision. It's blurry vision, eye pain, floaters and flashes, photophobia, which is sensitivity to light, sudden loss of vision, or sudden appearance of black spots in your vision.
Floaters or flashes? Sounds like a band.
Yeah, it does. That's a good name.
Floaters and flashers.
There's a ton of causes of blindness, and some include injury, infection, and medical conditions. Injuries that can lead to blindness are chemical burns, exposures to toxins, fights, fireworks, industrial accidents, including falls, motor vehicle accidents, and sports. We have a player on the Patriots that has an eye injury right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's worse than we thought.
No one ever said no one has said anything about it though, but like they haven't said what it is or anything. But yeah, he has.
I heard it's worse than they thought because he's out for a while, right?
I don't know. They haven't said anything.
Okay.
He went back in the game after the injury.
Right.
But then afterwards, I think when they looked closer at it, there was something wrong.
I feel like, oh, wait, he's going to go blind.
Yeah. Infections can cause blindness. I'm never going to say these right. Trachoma, which is the leading cause of preventable blindness in the world. It's caused by chlamydia trachomatis.
Ugh.
It's spread through contact with eye and nose discharge or contaminated objects like towels and clothing. It is often associated with poor sanitation. It causes eye discharge, swelling, and redness, which can lead to scarring and inward turning eyelashes that go into your cornea.
Laura, this is disgusting.
Potentially causing blindness. And just so you know, this just occurred on the pit. It was a
nun.
Of course it did. That came in with a raging eye infection. She was a nun, and they were like, it's chlamydia. And they were like, how the heck did this nun get chlamydia? You know, they were saying, she's like, I work with the homeless in the shelter, and I change their sheets and bedding and stuff. And they were like, and that's how she got it. Cytomegalovirus, which is a herpes virus, can cause blindness.
Oh. I think that's why women with herpes can't have a vaginal birth if they have an because it'll blind the kid. Endophthalmitis is an infection inside your eye, and it's usually occurs after an eye surgery. You get like an infection. What'd you call it? Do you really want me to say that again? No, because I think I'm covering with Mr. Braille. That's why I'm asking. ENDOPH. No, it's not the same thing. Never mind. It's PHTH. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say that. Histoplasmosis is a fungus associated with bird droppings. These are getting worse. Yeah. So if you have birds in your house or something, you can get histoplasmosis. You know what you're never going to see in my house? Birds. No. Which can cause blindness. Keratitis, which is corneal inflammation. Rubella, shingles, syphilis, toxoplasmosis, which is a parasite I believe we've covered before. From cats. Meow, meow, meow. And that's pregnant women are more susceptible, and they should not be cleaning litter boxes. I think it causes miscarriages in pregnant ladies. And uveitis, which is the inflammation of the middle layer of the eye. Those can all lead disgusting to blindness. Then there's non-infectious diseases that can lead to blindness. I'm just going to get a piece of paper for this. Hold on. Yeah, I could not read it. Hold on. Retinitis
pigmentosa, and that's a condition that affects your retina. As it progresses, the retinal cells break down. This leads first to problems seeing at night and then subsequent loss of your peripheral vision.
Ew.
Yeah. Age-related macular degeneration, which affects the macula, which is the part of your retina that controls your central vision. Tasks like reading or recognizing people's faces become very, very difficult because you don't have that central vision, but you still have your...
like a hole or something. Right?
Yeah, but you still have your peripheral vision. Retinopathy of prematurity. This occurs in premature babies. Blood vessels grow into parts of their eye where they don't belong. Scar tissue forms and then can damage their retina, leading to significant vision loss and blindness. Cataracts, they can cause vision loss by clouding the lens of your eyes without access to surgical care, like in some other places. Advanced cataracts can lead to blindness. Diabetes-related retinopathy is when you have diabetes and the blood vessels in the eyes are damaged because diabetes damages your blood vessels.
Bad.
The vision loss may be mild at first, but with progression or lack of treatment, like if you don't treat your eyes or your diabetes, blindness can occur. There's glaucoma, which with that condition, it damages your optic nerve. This often starts, the loss often starts in the periphery and then can lead to blindness in advanced stages of the disease. Leber hereditary optic neuropathy is an inherited type of gradual visual loss, and they don't know why, but it affects men more than women. I don't know what's with the PHTH. Anophthalmia is a disease happens when you're born without one or both eyes.
Ugh.
Sometimes you're just not born with your eyes.
That's imagine seeing a baby with no eyeballs.
No, that's awful.
That would be disturbing. Beyond disturbing.
I'm assuming it just doesn't open ever.
I wouldn't. I've never seen it, so I'm assuming nothing.
Yeah,
You just have a big old socket.
I hope not. Microphthalmos. And that happens when you're born with very, very, very small eyes. Sometimes these smaller eyes don't work right because they're so small.
Good thing this is dry January is all I'm going to say, because I imagine seeing their little tiny faces with little itty bitty eyes.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have other things going on too. A stroke can cause blindness. You can lose your eyesight if the stroke occurs in the area of the brain that involves seeing, like the occipital lobe, or along the visual tract. Cancers like retinoblastoma or orbital tumors can cause eyes to become blind, and nutritional deficiencies also cause blindness, especially vitamin A deficiency, but also vitamin B's and other vitamins. Blindness is diagnosed by eye exams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
They'll do the
smart.
Snellen test, which is the eye test that everybody does when they go to the eye doctors.
Yeah.
Read this chart and we can go. And then they also do, that only tests your central vision. And they will also do visual field testing, which tests your peripheral vision. The treatment depends on the types of blindness. Obviously, there's a bunch of different types and reasons why you're going blind. There's medications for infectious diseases that cause blindness. There's cataract surgery. There's corneal transplants, if it's your cornea that's causing the problem. There's retinal surgeries, and there's vitamin supplements. It just depends on why you are blind. Living with blindness affects your entire life, your family, your friends. It can affect mobility, caring for yourself and others, employment, enjoyment. It alters your whole life. So there's services that help, like education, emotional health and support, skills training, tech training, and recreational options for the blind. To prevent blindness, it just depends. If you have one of these diseases, you're not going to stop it, but have regularly scheduled eye exams. Every year, get your eyes examined. Keep blood sugars and blood pressure stable. Wear protective eyewear. If you're if you're out mowing the lawn, put sunglasses on. Put something on your face that's going to protect your eyes. Wear sunglasses when you're outside and it's sunny out. Eat a well-rounded diet and avoid eye infections by washing your hands when putting contacts in and out. And put your contacts in and out as you are supposed to. Do not use one-day contacts for 3 months straight.
Right.
Don't leave them in your eyes and go to sleep 5 days in a row.
Right.
They are going to grow a bacteria or a fungus or something, and you're going to have a raging infection, and you can go blind. So that's it on blindness.
Well, let's say, hypothetically, we go blind.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things to do is to read.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So blind people can't read the ATMs. They can't read elevators. They can't read anything clearly. So how is this fixed? Let's go back in time to Mr. Louis Braille.
Okay.
Mr. Louis Braille. He was born in Coupe-Ferré, France in 1809, and he was born completely with sight.
With sight.
With sight.
Okay.
Well, as they all did in 12. At the age of 3, he was playing with tools in his father's harness shop, and one plunged, quote unquote, into his right eye.
Oh.
That created sympathetic ophthalmia, and total blindness followed.
Oh, no.
Sympathetic ophthalmia is a rare inflammatory disease that occurs after trauma or surgery to one eye, and it leads to blindness because they think an autoimmune system response, it attacks the uninjured eye.
That's
due
awful.
to exposure to ocular antigens from the injured eye. So the injured eye is like, oh yeah, fuck you, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, you're not going to see either.
And now you're completely blind.
It's like a evil stepsister.
Yes, exactly. So he began school in the village, and he would sit in on classes. Clearly, he can't read the board or he can't read anything.
Right.
But he was smart. He was super smart. So at the age of 10, he is awarded a scholarship to the Royal Institute for Blind Youth in Paris. I love how all these institutes back in the day have to really be specific. For the deaf, for the dumb, for the mute.
I know.
So he went to the School for the Blind. At the institute, what did I write? I don't know. At the Institute for the Blind, the students were taught to read books, but what they would have is raised embossed letters, and you would have to try to read the letters. So the whole word would be raised, but it took a long time, and it was very slow learning for them. So, you couldn't learn to write by reading that way. You had to learn how to write as well, and they can't write because you can't see the paper. You can't see the lines.
like feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have no idea. So while he's at school, an army captain, Charles Barbier, visited the school to demonstrate night writing. This was created to allow soldiers who were both illiterate and literate to communicate silently on the front lines day or night. So you could get messages at any time of day. You didn't have to read. You could just, and it was like a Braille type of thing. Night writing involved a system of an alphabet of raised dots, which would create phonetic sounds embossed on cards. Braille found this 12-dot system really difficult and really complicated. So between the ages of like 13 and 16, he comes up with the 12-dot system. He took the 12-dot system and made it a 6-dot system. His code consists of 63 characters. Each is made up of 6 raised dots arranged in a 6-position matrix. They are embossed on lines on paper, and they are read by passing your fingers lightly over it. So now I can really get in depth about how Braille works if we are all interested in this tonight. Okay. So you have the 63 different dot patterns or characters that are possibly within this 6-dot cell. So it's always like a little square of these 6 dots. He numbered the dot positions 1, 2, 3 downward on the left and 4, 5, 6 downward on the right. Now it's going to confuse the shit out of me, but I'll explain. I can't explain it. I'm just going to tell you what it says.
Okay.
The first 10 letters of the Latin alphabet, A through J, are formed with the dots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When preceded by the numeric indicator, dots 3, 4, 5, and 6, these signs have number values. The letters K through T are formed by adding dot 3 to the signs that represent A through J. Does it all make sense to you now? Because it doesn't make sense to me at all. 5 of the remaining letters of the alphabet and 5 very common words are formed by adding dots 3 and 6 to the signs representing A through J. When dot 6 is added to the first 10 letters, the letter W and 9 common letter combinations are formed. Punctuation marks and 2 additional common letter combinations are made by placing the signs that represent letters A through J in dot positions 2 through 5 and 6. 3 final letter combinations, as well as the numeric indicator and 2 more punctuation marks, are formed with various combinations of dots 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 additional dot patterns are formed by dots 4, 5, and 6.
Oh my gosh.
Some represent attributes such as capital letters or italics, while others are unique to his Braille cell-based structure.
You don't even think about italics.
Nope. Like the numeric indicator, these signs serve as modifiers when placed before any of the other signs. Through the application of this principle, the various signs can function in multiple ways. For example, .5 added before the sign for the letter D forms the Braille contract for day. So if you put the dot in front of D, it means day. If you put the dot probably in front of over it, it probably means night.
Right.
So that's how it works.
Wow.
I have no idea what that means. Okay. So, students had to learn Braille on their own, though, during his lifetime because it was not taught in schools until after his death. He became a professor at the Royal Institute where he had learned, and he remained there till his death. He died in 1852, never seeing his code's success, but in 1804, the Braille code was officially accepted in Paris. A universal code for the English-speaking world was adapted in 1932.
Oh my gosh.
Which actually, when you think of it, is only about 50, 60 years later. Because it's like 1850s, so 70 years later.
Yeah.
There are Braille codes or modifications for musical notation and shorthand. Braille himself was a very accomplished musician. He did all the stuff you did in the 1800s. You wrote, you sang, he did all that shit. Braille by hand, by a hand-used device, so you can write with Braille. So you get this device, and it's two slates, and paper fits between the slate. They're hinged together to permit the paper to go in. The guide plate on the front has all little cells that would be, I guess, symbolic of his little squares. And underneath one is a plate with the dots. So they must fail, and they poke the dots. You write from right to left, and then you flip the paper over, and then they read left to right. So it's pushing the dots forward on the other side of the paper.
God bless people that want so badly to write.
But think of the world that would open up to you. Like Helen Keller, look at the world that she was able to go to college because of Braille.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that is so. Can you fathom the amount of work?
I guess if you were learning it, though, it wouldn't be as complicated if somebody's teaching it to you and not reading it to you the way I did.
I know, but
it's a lot.
Yeah.
The first Braille writing machine was invented by Frank H. Hall in 1892 in Illinois, the Illinois School for the Blind.
Nice.
Of course. Still used today, modified variations of it. So Braille suffered from TV, and he passed away in 1852. The French government made him a national hero, and they moved his remains to the Pantheon, which I have no idea what that is.
Wow.
His small town of Coupier was not pleased with that, so they objected.
They want him back.
Well, they cut his hands off and put it on top of a casket, so his hands are in Coupier, France, and his body is in the Pantheon.
Well, his hands are really the...
Yes, so they got the prized possession. Paris got the eyes.
Yeah.
That don't work.
Yeah.
And that is the story of Mr. Braille
Wow.
for the month of January, which is his month. I don't maybe that's when his birthday is.
Now, at least, like, there's so much technology that's helpful.
Right.
To the,
audiobooks. Audiobooks.
Just even, like, it will read your text to you. You know what I, like, so you can, thank God. Like, right. But they've made so much technology to help assist that you don't have to put a piece of paper between two.
I still think of all the disabilities in the world, that is the least. To not be able to see would terrify me.
Oh, it's terrifying.
It would terrify. I would rather not be able to hear than not be able to see.
Yeah.
I can't fathom what that would be like.
No.
So, to all the blind people out there, you can listen to our podcast all day long. That is our January episode. I think it's something fun for you coming up for February. We're going to hopefully be here after Snowmageddon.
I mean,
maybe we'll just be shoveling out by the time the next episode comes out. So stay safe. Stay away from Market Basket.
Don't put your fingers in snowblowers.
Don't play with tools in your father's harness shop.
Put safety glasses on.
Yes, in case a rock or something kicks out and hits you in the eyeball. Did you see that big storm in Russia where like 5,000 feet of snow fell? Did you see that?
What?
In Russia, like way up in Siberia.
Yeah, Siberia.
They got like 8 feet of snow. It goes up like 12-story buildings. The snow drifts are, you can't even wrap your head around.
I don't want to.
How high these snow drifts are. So the people are jumping off their roofs into the snow. They are sledding from like 8 stories down into all the snow. the Russian officials had to put out, because people aren't thinking this, they had to put out warnings, please stop jumping off your roofs, because there's chain link fence underneath the snow. There are cars under the snow.
Right.
There's street lights under the snow.
Right.
Because the snow is probably as 4 or 5 stories high. That's how deep the snow is. It's wild because of the snow drifts.
I would just be afraid anyways that I'd sink through.
Well, the
and
sled
suffocate
with
like an avalanche.
They also said that people are sinking in and can't get out.
Yeah.
That's how far down they go.
and you're down
Yes.
like 8 feet.
And they're showing you videos of them and the guy just like disappears in the snowbound. So they're like, there's a lot of things under there that people are hitting. You have to stop. But if you get to see, I was looking on Instagram, and they're like, you think this is AI? It's not. This is really how much snow fell there. And the snow drifts are covering complete apartment building. It's wild.
Insane.
So I don't think we're going to get that kind of snow.
I don't either, but I know we're going to get enough snow that my sons, if they were a little younger, would be jumping off my deck.
Yeah.
That they love to do that. Watch this and jump over the rail.
Because it's fun.
like that.
But it's
There's
fun.
probably something there.
Yeah, but you have a table there now. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if it was that much snow, we'd still have to go to work.
Oh, we always have to go to work.
We would still have to go. I am shocked I'm not working this snowstorm. It's the first snowstorm I'm not working.
And a coworker had asked me to switch weeks ago. I was supposed to be working. And then he needed Friday off, and he's like, "Oh, could you do Friday and I'll do you Monday?" I'm like, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh, he's probably going to stop now. I hope whatever you had to do on Friday is real good."
I'll be home eating soup, and you will have a great time. All right, so stay safe, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, rate, and review the Scissors and Scrubs podcast on whatever podcast app you listen to us on. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Scissors and Scrubs. And email us any of your stories or thoughts to scissorsandscrubs@gmail.com.